there, especially between the 40 and the 16. But
We do know that the 16 of Josh, one of their best tracks is Brazil. In fact, I'm pretty sure they were practicing at it yesterday. I caught them doing that while spectating the races. Looks like they've been getting ready as they can for this race right here. Do also want to mention
why is Stan here?
In terms of placement, both Firefox and Fur have a pretty similar standpoint in terms of how they placed both races. Fur getting first when Firefox got sixth at Homestead, Miami, while the roles were reversed. Fur getting sixth and Firefox first at Phoenix. Might see that yet again coming into the final race of Brazil.
You might as well see that. As we get ready here, I believe we're about to start intermission. Yes, we are. As we head into Brazil, I do want to make a point here. The points are double than what they usually were. And if we head back to Homestead, Miami, you see Josh getting fifth while Dev got first. That means that most likely heading into this race, it's most likely the 40 in the point leaders, the 16 and 80 and the 98 are going to be on the front row here when the green flag drops.
Do want to mention that Fur has finished ahead of Josh both races, as far as I'm aware. Josh might need a miracle in order to come down on point standings top. The green flag is going to wave, heading to the inside wall a little bit. Up from turn one, Josh trying to hold a little bit of an outside line. Chump is going to get that run on the inside, though. Sport of Josh. It's going to be Alex on the outside wall there as well.
Heading into this downhill section up here past the chicane, I would assume everybody here would know the optimal strategy for this downhill section, as we're about to see here. If you do not know it, then you're most likely going to be in a world of hurt. The 98 might not know it. No, it's a bad downhill section. That's how well the 16er take the lead, with the 6 on their inside heading into this left-hander. The 40's going to get a pretty good corner there as well. But it's going to be still the championship leaders, the 16 and 40 side by side heading into the S's.
16 going to have a pretty good lead right now, but in the lead all day. 40 of Fur trying to get in front, though, into the chicane. Not sure what these drivers might want to do. It's a very risky overtake potential. Firefox learns that immediately as they head straight into that wall. Very risky for some of these drivers out here.
Oh, we have one car stuck at the hairpin. That's going to be a problem area for the day. One car, no caution. It's for the 42 of Alex. And that's going to be another problem spot right there for the 29. They'll maybe reverse and probably get back in it. They will, so we will not have a caution there. But the 16 will continue to just have their lead increase as we head into lap number 2.
Do also want to mention his practice seems to be working out so far as his breakaway is slowly extending. Kevin and Fur are going to have to work together pretty well if they want to catch up to this 16 car up in the front here. Been a pretty good Chevy all day. Trying to get up front. Not so good in position standings throughout both Phoenix and Homestead, but he has been a pretty decent driver in the mix. Fur trying to get on the inside now. On the downhill, waiting for what these drivers might do. We know these three all know the trick. And off into turn 5, I'm pretty sure Here it is. Furr's going to have that inside. Josh with a little bit of an outside run, though. Furr going to put Josh on the wall.
That will not be good for Josh. That's going to allow the 40 to extend his lead. Let's talk about disadvantages, though. This 98 is going to be at a disadvantage this entire race. It seems as if he doesn't know what the strategy is. I mean, both laps he has fallen behind significantly due to that downhill section, and he's going to put the 6 into the wall right there. He'll give the spot right back up as they're 4 wide heading into the hairpin. Probably not what they want to do, and that's why the 29 going to get caught by the wall. That's going to allow the 40 and 16 to continue up front.
Have noticed that the 29 Firefox has had some pretty dangerous positions out here. Not really looking too hot for him. He's been having multiple crashes and wrecks out here. He's going to try to get a little bit of a run as well, potentially hold that position. He's got to keep his racing clean if he wants to stay in the front. However, now it's a huge draft train coming right on the outside of Josh. It's going to get Firefox in the lead for his first lap lead.
Either the 16 going to try to use the curb method to get the run off the corner. It's going to work. That's going to put him into the outside line. Not the most preferred here at road courses. Sometimes not the most preferred at ovals even. But it's going to be the 29 still leading heading into this downhill section. Mainly it's about a 5-car pack. You see Kevin there nearly going over there. Everyone will use it. You see there, the 98 not getting the speed that he needs. He's going to be at a major disadvantage throughout the entire day. But still, the 2 Chevys of the 16 and 29 out in front. The 16's going to use the curb to get a good exit. 1 car in the wall in the back there, that's the 98. They'll head into the S's section. Now up here, this corner past the S's section is going to be a tricky spot all day. Oh, 1 car upside down. It's the 98 of Chumps. He flipped off of the curbs, it looks like. But it's going to be the 16 and 29 still up front.
29, after getting an absolutely amazing chicane, is going to try to get by Josh, but he makes contact with the wall. We're going to send him pretty far back. That's going to be Force as well as Darth right on the inside of him. Josh having an extremely big breakaway now. Just trying to extend that off in the final 2 corners. You've seen he's very good at this track, especially with the practice that he's been having. Firm to the grass, that's going to slow him down a little bit as Josh, now with the extreme lead against these cars. Trying to make a little bit of a draft train to catch up, but it's not going to work for quite a while.
Now, one thing to point out with how far Chumps is back, if 1 car even slightly goes around, and when I mean around, I mean completely backwards, he'll most likely get a caution here. So that is just, you see how much of a gap the 16 has. That probably is right now on the most front of his mind, that he doesn't want a caution to come out. But we have 5 cars in a pack together in the back here, and they can do anything. The 42 is going to put the 40 into the 6. But you see here, especially with how far back the 98 is, it's going to be very hard for him to catch up because he doesn't know that speed glitch. But right there, the 16 continues to be out front here. In fact, he's going to be increasing his lead heading into the S's.
Do also want to mention right after the downhill in that turn, the 4 of Kevin might have put the 42 into the wall right after what happened. Potentially it's a little bit of a revenge bump. It's not like that. Going to again be Josh in the lead. Furr going to make contact with the tire barriers and looks to be Firefox as well, slowing all of these drivers down. You want to try to work together and keep your racing clean to catch up. Otherwise, Josh is just going to absolutely run away with this win.
Now, unfortunately for the cars behind him, this 98 is actually caught up quite a bit, but they are stacking each... Well, as I say that, he goes into the sand. They are stacking themselves up so bad that the 16 is running away from this. This is also triple points, I'm pretty sure, or there's not a boss, so it's technically not triple points. But the 16 is now just starting to pull away. At this point, you're gonna have to hope that there's not a caution.
And at this point, it doesn't look like there will be. It's the 98 is starting to catch up quite a bit. It's pretty strong on this track. They go into the grass a little bit there, but they're going to have a really good turn coming out into turn 2. And the 3 and 4, the quick chicane. Kevin gets a little bit loose, but manages to hold it for second, trying to hold off Alex, Firefox, Furr all at once. Firefox tries to slow down a little bit, maybe for a better entry in turn 5. Not sure exactly what he wants. Alex to the inside of Kevin. Going to give him a great second place spot.
Well, to be fair, what I saw there was the 42 pushing the 4 out of the way completely. Now, this 42 is not in this. We have cars going everywhere. They are literally just going into this. They're going into the corner cutting sections right there to try to avoid. This is a disastrous race for the 40. And I don't want to say it's because we have roadblocks in D1, but that is unfortunately the case. This 42 has slammed into pretty much everybody, and that's what's allowing the 16 to pull away right now.
Do you also want to mention the complexity of this track? That might be preventing some of these drivers from working together to try and catch up. Other than these straights, it is very difficult to try and coordinate together to try and push back up to the front. It's going to be very difficult for Fur to get back up, as Josh yet again loses another lap. If he continues this, he's going to get that win easily.
Now, if anyone can just pull away from this pack here, the 4 just sent the 40 into the outside wall. Especially, that's a championship contender. I don't really understand why you're doing that. You want to let these two fight out, but it looks like they're just stalling the 40 car and allowing the 16 to pull away into this downhill section. There is really nothing they can do. They just have to hope that one car gets out of this pack. But with everyone starting to catch right back up together, that might not be an option. The 16, though, continuing to pull away as even Firefox making some mistakes right there going into this corner. We have chaos everywhere in the second half of this pack. Meanwhile, for Josh, it's all flowers and roses up there. He's led every lap so far.
Well, not every lap. I think Firefox absolutely led one of the laps. I think that being lap 2 after a huge push on the outside to try and get in front of them. Here comes Josh.
He put it in the wall. And that just allowed the 40 to catch right back up to the lead. How can you sell that? Oh, he puts him in the wall! The 40's now the leader. One car around, it's the 6. That just absolutely screwed over the 16, and he's going to have a lot less speed heading into this section. But wow, the 98's going to send the 42 into the inside wall. What just happened?
We're complaining about a little bit of lag here from several of these drivers. But in the front is going to be the 40 of Fur, leading his first lap. What a devastating defeat for Josh. That is going to be terrible for him if this car manages to get up in the lead and hold that. It's been a great dodge out here. Right behind them is the 29 of Firefox, trying to catch up as well.
I mean, luckily for Josh, it didn't really hurt him that much. He can probably still catch up. But right now, the 40 is in the best spot of his life because he only has to deal with this 29 of Firefox. And I know that Firefox isn't going to give him any slack, but he's certainly a better racer to be around than some of the other ones in this field, I will say that. But the 16 is now starting to catch right back onto this lead pack. This is not what the 40 wants. The 40 saw how strong the 16 car was when he was running by himself. And that looks like it's going to happen right again. The 16 going once again right back for the lead.
The main thing these drivers don't want to worry about is trying to get this 16 away from a breakaway. They want to keep him in the pack so these cars can fight it out with him. 29 going to get into the wall. Oh, that's going to hit the 16 as well. Put him into the wall again. Might have been a tactical move to try and get the 16 out of the race. Firefox is just very excited to get in the front, but also very violent on the track tonight is what we've seen, both with the track and with some of the other races out here.
What can the 40 do, or what does the 40 have in order to defend against the 16? Because we've seen everything. Because right now, it looks like everyone is trying to get back up into this pack, and when we've had a full pack this race, it's been nothing but chaos. There is a big chaos, as I said! The 29 and the 42! The 29 hit the inside wall, and that just ricocheted him back into the 42. So it's now looks like a 5-car pack for the lead. If one more car were to go around, I would say that'd be enough for a caution. But the 40 and 16 now starting to just pull away from this group of 3 right behind them. Seem to be group of 2. Looks like the 98 doesn't really know what the speed thing is. But it's still the championship contenders, P1 and P2, as the 40 nearly hits the inside wall.
Do also want to mention, again, for most laps led, Josh has that currently. However, Fur only 1 lap away from stealing that from him and getting a tie of 4 laps for each. They're going to try to do that as we slowly approach the halfway point of the race. Furr's going to be right behind Josh, trying to make his way up in the front. Both of them have a really good chicane. Looks like everyone's going to keep it clean in the back as well. Chumps might have sent Alex a little bit wide there. Not too sure what happened. Josh going to get an absolutely amazing corner, using that wall to his advantage to try to accelerate a little faster. Looks like that's going to extend his breakaway a little back. Now starting to catch up to Furr, and Josh managing to escape it. He's going to get up in the front yet again.
I will say, if the race were to finish like this, it still wouldn't help Josh. I think his Homestead Miami result is going to be what determines this championship, because the 40 is still in second place. And there's no box to this race. It's going to be where the 40 finishes is what's going to determine this championship order. And right now, we have just had one car just get completely slowed down by the curve. That was Kevin, almost reminiscent of Chumps a couple weeks ago at South Texas. However, that car didn't really flip over or go around. Just kind of slowed him down the 29s and now trying to make it 3 wide. Quickly backs out of it, but the entire pack is now caught up to the 16 minus the 98.
I do again want to mention it's going to need an absolute miracle from the number 16 to win this D1 championship, because his placements have been 5 at Homestead Miami and dead last.
They're with the 42.
What?
42 hit the inside wall, and now he's going to be way back behind the pack. The 16 continues to lead.
He's going to get a little bit of a breakaway now, coming off the S's into the chicane. Kevin's going to be right in front of the pack, trying to catch up as well. Use that bump drive from Furr. They're going to go on the inside, though. Send Kevin a little bit in the grass. In the first hairpin, Furr's going to dive on the inside. Going to put Josh in the wall almost. They're going to be side by side coming off into the next chicane. Furr's going to have the inside, but Josh might be looking for a switchback or maybe a better outside run. Braking way later than Furr. Going to have a lot more speed carry, but he's going to go into the grass. Maintain that side by side. He's going to get the inside as well, and that's going to put him in the lead yet again.
Well, it's been the 16 and the 40. I want to say this, the first and third best cars of this race. You see the 29 back there now trying to get past the 4 for third. As we said earlier, 42 got an incident, completely McLovin the inside wall, had no one else to help him, was completely all by himself. But I do want to pay attention to a car we haven't really seen a lot today, that being the 6. They haven't really been up front. They've usually just been a 4th to 5th place car. Haven't really caused a lot of accidents today, but they've just really been in the back of this main pack up front.
6 might not have, they don't have the practice on these road courses like some of these other cars have. They're going to need to use that potential last lap charge in order to get up in front if they want to take this final win at the moment. If I am not wrong, Dart stands at only 1 win, while Josh stands at 7, pretty sure, and Furr right in front of him with 1 extra win tonight, that being Homestead Miami. It's going to be a 3 wide for first. Firefox is going to get on 2 wheels for 1 clip by that curb, but they managed to hold it steady. Josh putting them in the wall, collecting Dart as well.
Not a lot of chaos. Well, we've seen a lot of chaos today, but a lot less chaos than what you usually see in an average Brazil race. Haven't had to throw a caution yet, but at any point, there could be a flag to go, and there's been multiple times where we've been 1 car away from a caution. Now the 4 has somehow got into the lead, and we completely missed where that happened. There's a complete anomaly on our screen, but now the 16 has returned to the lead and made everything all back to normal again. A little bit of a gap there between the 2nd and 3rd place cars of Kevin and Firefox. I think we may have had a little bit of an issue in the back there. Alright, so 3 wide for 3rd, or they were 3 wide for 3rd. The 4 is going to try to make a move into this corner. The 16 just did a handstand, now back on the wheels. What was that about? It looked like the front splitter just completely dug into the curb, and it made the car just balance on the nose. Luckily, it didn't bring out a caution, but that's going to allow the 4 to get the lead.
And Furr's going to be right behind them. So far, I'm pretty sure going to be first in points if we consider both races tonight that happened. Josh now potentially looking for that caution to come out to get these cars back together and have that move to get back up in the front. Not sure what these cars want to think to each other. It's going to be Kevin in the wall collecting Josh as well. Send him all the way to 6. It's going to be a 4 wide for 2nd place. Chumps is going to be involved with that. Not sure where he came from.
The 98 just completely walled the 42 of Alex at that first hairpin right there. The 40 will continue to lead, but if we have 1 more car going around, that will most likely be a caution. So I would most likely expect, especially the 40 and the 16, they do not want one. Because I believe the 42 is going to be the most out-of-control car in this pack. This might be good for them, especially for the 42 because they have the 6 right behind them. Speaking of not really being at the front, the 6 is now going to take the lead right here. So, you know, everything that you can say has an effect on the future, it seems if. But the 16 is not going to push the 6 off the track. The 6 is still going to be on their quarter panel, still going to be now using the side draft to be to get up alongside of him. He's going to have a push by the 40. Even right here as they run, the 40 would still be the champion at this point, Jacob.
And Firefox is going to completely send it into them as we come up on the first turn. Like I said, Firefox, a very violent driver, and he's going to show that very well coming up on his first turn. In the second one, though, Dar's going to have that inside. He's been a bit of a backmarker all day, as we've said before, but now he's going to make that charge up to the front as we approach the final few laps. First, going to try to make a little bit of an outside run here to get up in front of both of these cars, Josh and Darth. Looks like that's going to work perfectly, but Josh is going to have the inside for turn 5, and Darth is going to take it as well, making an absolutely amazing corner to get up in the front.
We still have a lot of time right here. This is a pretty long race. 16 laps for Brazil. The normal race amount is 3. But as you see right there, it's mainly a 5-car pack. Then you have the 98 a little bit behind the pack, and then the 42 way behind. It's going to be the 6 still leading as we head into this big hairpin right here. No one's going to hit the inside wall by the looks of it. Kevin nearly does, but the 6 is still going to get a pretty good exit here heading into this right-hander. Another hairpin right here. The 6 car going to have a little bit of a bad break. The 16's going to send it, and the 6 is now going to be behind the 16. Josh is going to retake the lead at Brazil, and maybe another spot loss for the 6 is the 29 is absolutely McLovined it at the final corner. It's the 16 and 40, still 1-2 heading into 4 to go.
Now with Josh out of the equation, now Firefox out of the equation, these drivers might have a little bit of a cleaner time out here, not getting wrecked like they did last lap for Furr, who is going to take the lead off of turn 1, getting an absolutely amazing inside. Dark still in that top 3 position. He's making that final charge right now, trying to get up to that front spot. He can get ahead of both Josh and Furr. As we approach on the downhill, it's like Josh get way better of a downhill than the rest of these cars, going to help them quite a bit. Coming in turn 4, I'm pretty sure it is. Never mind, turn 5, and now 6.
Kevin slowed up the 40 there a bit. Alex going to allow the 6 and the 16 to just keep on pulling away. It's a Ford and Chevy battle up at the front. Josh has been the dominant car all day. 1 car in the grass in the back. The 16 trying to get the 6 out of his way. He just wants to keep on going without anything happening to bring out a caution, because what if the 6 gets spun out and he gets right back on track and collects another car? Now at 2 to go, there will be no more cautions left in the season. But the 16 is now going to try to pull away as we got everyone just following each other's draft as they head into the hairpin. What will the 6 do? What will the 40 do? The 40 nearly is going to get sick by the 4, but now it's going to be still a 2-car battle for that 3rd spot. It's still going to be Josh leading, going to 3 to go.
Josh, again, getting a little bit of a breakaway. However, it's not nearly as much as it was last time, so these drivers still have much of an opportunity to catch up here. It's going to be a very strategic maneuver if they want to make that happen, though. Josh is very good at this track from what we've seen, and he's able to pull away very easily. Darth trying to make use of that inside lane, try and catch up in the very final moment here from turn 2, but it's not going to happen. They just do not have the turning speed. Josh going to take that corner perfectly off into the downhill.
And now Josh is just going to have to hope that there is not a caution. You got about half the track to go, maybe a little bit more than half the track, and then there will be no more cautions for this race. The 42 nearly into that there, but it's still the 16 trying to hold on. The 40 is right behind the 4. Even if the 40 maybe just gets around 4th place, I think there'll be still enough to get the championship, especially because of that Homestead Miami result. What will the 16 and the 40 do as we head into this section of corners right here? The 4 now to the outside of the 16 heading into this right-hander. It will be the 16 with a bad corner. The 16! That was not what he needed. That's going to allow the 6 to be right in front of him. It's going to be the 6, the 16, 4, and the 40 is going to push the 4. Anything to help him The 4 gonna go around to the outside. Alex just absolutely sends it in there. It's gonna be 4 wide, heading to 2 to go. The 40's gonna get the corner, runs wide. It will be the 16 and 4 heading to 2 to go. After we cross the start-finish line, no more cautions for D1 Season 6.
So far, we've seen a lot of great performances from a lot of these drivers out here, and I would also like to mention Firefox now caught up with the pack. Looks like it might have been, from what you've seen, you would think it was a caution restart with all these drivers so grouped together. But now it's going to be the 4 finally catching or breaking away from the pack here. Chump's trying to get that side-by-side with Alex, who is now finally in the front, making his own charge as well. Potentially trying to get away from the 3 wide. Chumps, again, not knowing that downhill trick. That is going to hurt him severely and might just take him out of the position to win this race. It's going to be Kevin and Dark on the inside, side-by-side for lead. Back to you.
Dev, now back at the back of the field. The 16 now going to try to get around Kevin as we head into the S's section. One car off the track, multiple cars off the track. It's the 40 now going to try to go for the spot. That'd be second place. That'd give them the championship. The 6 car, though, currently leading, heading into the right hairpin right here, or the sections of right-hand hairpins. The 16's going to get into the 40. Going to have everyone still in a pack. The 98 a little bit struggling right behind there. As we head into the final 2 corners before we get to 1 to go. 1 car to the outside wall. It's the 16. He's going to tag the 42. This 29's out of it. It's not the 16, it's the 29. That's how much action is going on. Now we can't even tell what cars are even on the track. White flag this time by the 6 leads.
Dar's having an extremely great run out of nowhere. This might be the push we were waiting for, folks. One of these different drivers over the 16 and 40 up on the front. Both them and Firefox have been pretty great drivers out here, but Firefox is now completely out of the equation. It's going to be Darth, Fur, and Josh now waiting for the lead, trying to get up on the downhill, trying to get that extremely good corner coming up into turn 5 soon enough.
We have not had a new champion in D1 since Season 2. Today it will be either the 16 or the 40. The 40 puts the 4 into the outside wall. Here comes the 40 to the inside of Josh. It's the 16 and the 40 right side by side with each other. This isn't for the race, it's for the championship. The 16 trying to hold off Dev. What will he do into the section of corners? The 16 gonna try to hold him off the best as he can. Into the left, into the right, or into the right, into the left. It's
Josh,
gonna be into this right-hand section. Back into the wall. The 6 now going to be trying to be pushed by the 40. I might think it's enough. Coming into this corner. What will Josh do? He will not mess it up. The 40's going to stay in 3rd. Coming off of the final corner, it's going to be the 16, 6 and 40. Where will this line up? Will the 98 get a run and pass the 40? At the line, it's going to be the 16 of Josh, but I believe your champion will be the 40 of Dev.
That was an absolutely amazing race out here. We had several moments, but no cautions thrown out for, I think, the entirety of this D1
Oh, wait,
race.
wait. We have a, what's it called? We have a thing, because Josh got most laps led.
Yes, he very much did.
That might have just gotten Josh the championship. We do not know quite yet. It will either be Dev winning off points, but Josh might have just won the championship off of fastest lap or most laps led alone.
I forgot to get the leaderboard that time. Who got fastest lap? Who got fastest lap?
The first 2 races for most laps led were by Firefox. At Brazil, it was Josh. It's going to be the most laps led that might determine the championship. But it's going to be the 40 and the 16. They very well might be tied.
I do also want to mention that Josh has gotten both fastest laps for Homestead, Miami, and Phoenix. He is quite good at those tracks, but didn't manage to get such a good placement on them. Might have been a back marker for the whole race. That's why he got that catch-up speed to get that fastest lap.
That might have been a strategy. to try to get as many points as he can. Did it work out? We would still need to go to the thing, and we don't know what points are. In fact, I actually will add them up right now. We are going to find out who your D1 champion is. We're going to see right now who got it. If we look at D1 standings, Josh came into this 12 points ahead of Dev. So let's go off of the results for Homestead Miami. It would be Dev getting the win, Josh 5th. Those are doubled points. Meaning Dev would get 40, Josh would get 18.
But Josh also has the fastest lap of that race as well. Got to keep that in mind.
That would bring up the score to, I believe, 415 for Dev. Oh, what is going on here with my computer? Okay. The 388 plus 18 would be, I believe, 406. So after Homestead Miami, and we do also have to give Josh fastest lap points, he would get 4. That would put him up to 410. We are going to call it. Your Season 6 D1 champion will be the 16 of Killer Joshua. It was not enough. Dev could not get the points back up.
What an absolutely clutch reveal for the very end for Josh. Almost a sellout of the early laps, but he managed to pull it together for both most led laps and a great Brazil win. After not so great of an earlier start, he got an absolutely amazing run at the very final race.
They're waiting for Josh to back up here.
Yes! Yes, dude!
It was looking bleak from the start, but you finally got it done. You are now the 3rd person ever to win D1 championship.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would like to thank everyone in D1. There were some questionable moments from both me and some other races, but overall, it was still a pretty good season overall, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I might be saying that just because I won, but that title fight was insane by the end. I did the calculations after Homestead, and it looked like it might have been over. And at first glance, it was. But if you actually did the math, my 12-point lead actually practically saved me, simply because it would actually only be an 6-point gap. And Dev at Phoenix, I don't know if it was intentional, but as I tried to pass and get to the inside, Dev actually slowed down at the very same time as me, so that's why we both finished last. We both finished. I finished last. Dev finished second to last. However, that might have cost him a bit because I actually gained 2 points because 6th and 7th they're only 1 point apart in regular points, 2 points apart in double points. And since most lap led is doubled, it's at 4. I lose 2 points, but then I gain 2 points, which means I'm 4 points behind going into Brazil. And as soon as I realized that, I realized it's not over.
Yeah, after Brazil, you gained 50 points on Dev, and that was just an insurmountable amount of points for Dev to try to hold. After, I would say, Phoenix, I think Dev had the lead going into Brazil, but your performance got the point lead. Josh, you're now a part of the record.
Oh.
I do also want to mention Firefox, who had 2 most laps led throughout both Homestead and Phoenix, as well as a first place position. Each race had different winners. First, Fur on Homestead, Firefox on Phoenix, and Josh at Brazil.
Well, we're going to let someone else right here. The Dev, second place, back-to-back in D1. As we see right here, how do you feel?
Honestly, bro, it was actually pretty fun. Like, damn, bro, but second again. Dude, I swear, I don't know what's up with Kevin. Someone hired him to hold me up the entire Brazil race. Like, just straight up dive bomb my inside, hit my quarter panel so much, I don't even know what's up
One
with
car
Kevin.
away from a caution.
Anyways, congrats to
Now the four
Joshua.
has
Bro, me and him have been going at it the entire season, so he's a really good driver. Oh my god,
Thank
bro.
you. Honestly,
Big
as
props
soon
to
as
him.
week 8 and 9 happened, I thought it was it. I thought it was practically over until I got compensation. I was expecting Firefox to hold up with me the entire way, but you came out of I don't want to say came out of nowhere because I haven't raced you a lot before VRL,
Yeah.
and you kept up really really well. You're a damn good racer, and honestly, my 12 point, I think the compensation I got from last week might have just saved me. Maybe I don't know, the 50-point blow at Brazil might have done it anyway, but still, great, insane title fight. We actually made D1 exciting instead of Firefox winning it. Thank you, Lady Luck, for giving the luck to both me and Dev. Mostly me, but whatever.
Okay, anyways, but damn, bro.
Farewell.
I knew Josh was trying the entire time. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
saw this
knew.
guy. I saw this guy in the back. I'm like, nah. What are you trying to do, bro? This guy was trying to get fast.
Okay, so at Homestead, I actually backed out on purpose 2 times, and that was to get fastest lap. It wasn't because of me having issues. It was actually part of my strategy because, well, I knew Homestead was like a very hard track to get most laps led, especially with like the wall riding rule and whatnot. So I decided, okay, why not? Why shouldn't I just lock up the other points? And that is fastest lap. If I can't lock up most laps led, I gotta lock up the other available spot, fastest lap. And if I didn't, then I would be like throwing points away. And I knew I needed every single point possible after, especially after Homestead. And the wreck at Phoenix, honestly, I think it helped me because it gave me an excuse to back out, and I think it got me the fastest lap anyway. No hard feelings against Dev. We were like roughing each other up during Brazil, like a lot. There was like a lot of bump and runs and whatever. And I will say, like when I forgot what lap it was, but it was like around lap 10. I hit the wall coming into like that right and then left hander. And that was because Solar ended up joining at the exact wrong time. It messed up my timing and it ended up hitting the wall. That nearly cost me the championship there, but luckily I was able to recover and just put on the performance of a lifetime. That was probably the best or the hardest I've ever had to battle for a win. Are there any
I want to say good luck to y'all. Jacob might have some more questions. Maybe Alex has a question or two. I gotta go.
All right.
Thank y'all for listening. I try my best always, week by week basis. I'll see y'all next season for the revamp.
Yeah.
That probably will be my final commentating for this season, but if the revamp is good, which I think it probably will be, then the VRL is still going to continue. So have fun, y'all. Good luck for everyone competing in VCL.
So, Alex, Jacob, are there any questions you'd like to ask me?
Actually, I'm just getting VCL notes for town right now. So,
Oh, damn.
Yeah, VCL is starting right now. Almost 5 minutes left.
Quite literally is okay.
Yeah, so I just got to get this down now before a big Sag.
I'm probably gonna get another second place again, but oh well, I'll take it.
No, Dev, you got this. I believe in you. I transfer my Lady Luck power to you.
Oh, there we go.
What?
I'm gonna win the title now.
Guys, I think Israel's gonna win VCL.
Oh, bro, you're right, bro.
He's gonna get most laps led, fastest lap, and win in all 3 races. Let's go.
Yeah, and everyone else is gonna get sent to the back, so they all get less points.
It's only a single race. It's just Sonoma, and that's it.
Oh, never mind. GG. R.I.P. Israel gonna get the biggest wreck, says catastrophic, plus 50 points. W.
Okay.